Hey guys. Hello, thanks for the likes. Hello. All right. Looks good to me. I'm going to do some more scale work. So I'm putting this acrylic medium Mod Podge mix in the syringe. Which is what I'm going to use for the scales. So, okay. Right. So, I'm going to be doing this side today as much as I can. I get it just seeping out. Must be a bit of air in there, a bit of pressure in there. You thought that was a real cat judging you? It's a pooping cat. Pooping cat. Got poopy props too. Okay. He's beautiful. Please shout out. Hi, Alyssa and Zara. Hello. Is that sufficient? Okay. Might do turn that. Might do a little bit. I'll do this side first, and then I'll just turn it around. Yeah. Okay. Shout out Omar, Santi, and Gabby. Hey, Bombay lady. How are you today? Oh, it's rushing out. Crafting with him as we speak. Oh, that's nice. Cuddling. That's nice. Almost finished. What are you crafting? Or are you cuddling? Cuddling. Thanks for the likes, Jay and Yuki. Bombay lady. You've done so much. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I did that all of that. Managed to get all that done yesterday. That was nice. So I'm going to try and get as much as I can on this side. Wow, thanks, Pebble. You are on the second. Oh, really? There you go. I blitzed through it. Thanks for the follow. What's the product I'm using? So I'm using a mix of this Liquitex acrylic medium, and that's like it's a modeling paste basically, and I've mixed it with some Mod Podge, which is like a PVA. So the modeling paste gives it like a bit of texture, so it maintains these domes, whereas the Mod Podge makes it a bit more flexible. So I found if I'm using the medium just by itself, it sort of cracks a little bit, but if I add the Mod Podge, then it's a bit more flexible. But if I just use the Mod Podge, it sort of flattens out because it doesn't have that sort of volume to hold itself up. So mix it together and it works okay. The cat is so cute. Pooping cat. Poopy. But But yeah, and then the little syringe to pipe it out works well. That just means you're going to do it all individually, which is fine. I think it's worth it. Peeping cat. Yeah, I think so. Oh, thank you for the 1K likes. If you ever need a random tool, outside shop hours. Whoops. Oh, do you work at a little studio or something? Oh my god, I can't get rid of this supersized chat. Do you work at a art place or something? Does it take more than an hour to make them? It takes about 25 hours average to make them, but a chameleon I did not too long ago with a similar technique took about 36 hours, so definitely longer than an hour. %. Oh, that's okay, because you've been taking care of your baby doll. That's right. I'm around generally doing the same things. I'll be making dolls all the time. Should I do some plushies? Paint some plushies or make outfits? I can do some plushies. I think I'll always choose making the plushie. Making the plushie. So I'll try and get as much of the scales done. I probably won't be able to do much on the other side, I don't think, because I have to lean it. So I'll do this side and then I'll move on to doing some of the work on the lion's mane. You're cool, you're coming. Okay. Sorry, Jesus, I don't believe in you. I'm working on a Siamese. Oh, can't go wrong with the Siamese. They're cute. Oh, shucks. You're just an ordinary guy to me. Did you say more of the lion? No, I haven't done any more. I didn't get the chance to do any more yesterday. So I don't think it'll take me too long to get this stretch done. So I'll try and do some sewing on the mane, maybe. But yeah, no more. I haven't done any more. I was planning to do some yesterday, but I just ended up doing the scales. I want to sort of get this scale work done, so I'll have another doll finished. Can I need to bend that a little bit? That's better. Oh, shucks. Okay. Straighten it out a little bit. Got some room. I made the Siamese head out of styrofoam. And the sound. Why is that? Yeah, styrofoam's a acquired taste. Why does your cat look like that? I don't know. It just judges people that comes in here, you know? Who are you? What are you doing? You thought that cat was real? Thanks for the follow. Amazing. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. You like the look of the Siamese head, but her eyes are just too bright. They do have bright eyes, though. Bright blue. You made it. Oh, you're a real cat. Oh, okay. You could try making new eyes. Are they pre-bought ones? Oh, why is your cat judging, you know? Taking a poop. It's got to be correct. Doing a poop. Why are you looking at it? She's almost finished. Okay. Sometimes I just... is what it is. Why is he frozen? It's a doll. Do you like doing this often? Yeah. Every day, really. Whoa, that one came out really hot. it's just polymer clay and fake fur with opposable armature inside, so you can pose it around, you know. You gotta go, no problem. Hey Scars, how are you? How do you add your whiskers? So you can use bristles from a paintbrush. They look pretty realistic to me. Your cat just knocked your laptop. They're good at that. They are good at that. Thanks for all the likes. Okay, that is the tail. Tail's done. Well, I've got to do it this side, but this part of the tail's done. Now, I'm going to try and do a little bit of this leg. Get that out of the way. Just got to sort of be careful where I'm touching this now. Little wet dots everywhere. Looks nice though. Will you paint it after? Yeah, I'm going to do it black and orange, like the head. So I'll do it black and orange. Hey Goth, how are you? But I'll just use acrylic paint for that. I'll do like the first layer, I'll do a watered down acrylic paint so it sort of soaks into the fabric. And then I'll do a non-watered down version so it sort of brings out the vibrancy a bit more. Is the lizard squishy? Yes. Just a bit white. Yes, it is squishy. It is. So it still feels kind of like a plush squishy. So it's still posable in a way. Even though it doesn't look it. An awkward angle. awkward angle. But yeah, I'm looking forward to painting it. I think it's going to look really cool. You're going to do a fox clay sculpture today. That's nice. I need to make a fox again. It's been a while. Nice that people like come in and do some crafting as well. I think that's cool. Why the frick is your cat frozen in time? It's just concentrating on doing a poo. It's concentrating. Concentration face. I mean, this one in the back is constantly stuck in yawning phase. It's just forever tired. They need the recent patch update. You're struggling with the tail, it looks off. What's off about it? Too short? Sometimes that makes it look off. Too thin? It's pretty cool to get like people crafting. A little crafting area. Alright, do a little bit here. Crafting hangout. Isn't that nice? Okay. So I'm adding some of these spots to the clay piece as well, just so it incorporates a bit better. So it's sort of incorporating the difference in materials. And then I'll go back and repaint over this as well. BRB. Slay. Thanks for the follow. Marketing. Okay. It's so pretty. Pretty poopy cat. All right. Do a little bit. Do a little bit on this leg here. I'm back. Yeah, not much. More dots. How do you go live? I think you need 1,000 followers before they let you go live. I think. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I think it's 1,000 followers. I guess just keep posting until you get the reach. I'm pretty sure. You might. Okay, it might be 300. I can go live and have. Oh, okay. Maybe it was 1,000. They changed a lot of things recently, so maybe it's a little bit less. They want to push those match battles, don't they? They like those match battles. I don't get it. Maybe I'm too old. All right, I think that's good for that side. Around here. Okay. Is that a real cat? Does it look real? It's a very little cat. No, it's polyclade fake fur. You need to be more and just remodel. That's a good way of practicing, though. Does it look real? Your cat's furs. Does it? Yeah, it's like a silver tabby, based on a British short hair silver tabby. So I airbrushed all the pattern work on it. So yeah, did a bit of airbrushing. Turned out really nice. I think that's my favourite one. I've got the yawning Siamese kitten, and I've got a Burmese chocolate point as well. We're all doing different sort of action cats. actiony poses. It's a good colour, Silver Tabby, I think. It's nice. Like, I like the patterns on it. Should I try and make one from scratch? Yeah, I don't see why not. It's a good practice. I mean, I make everything from scratch, so why not? Just give it a crack. I like sculpting though. That's what I like to do. I'm not big on sewing. Not a huge fan of sewing, but here we are. It's alright. Okay. Yeah, let's try and do this little section as fast as we can. Power dot. Without making it too messy. Without stuffing it up. How's that? Fakidermy. Fakidermy? Fakidermy. Probably not going to comment much because of the clay in my hand. That's okay. This is surprisingly relaxing. Yeah, I felt like if I could get like a proper, like a better angle on it. I don't know if I can get such a good angle. But yeah, it's full like ASMR dots. It looks nice though from this angle. It's got a bristle in it. Thank you for the share. Much appreciated. It's looking so good. Good food. Good. Thank you. Thanks. We're getting there. Good. Got the circle of the head done. Yep. Time for the ears. Nice one. Okay. It's a bit of an awkward angle, but you know. Your autocorrect is against you. I know, it feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? I've got this little section to go. Can't move it that well. This little section here. I'm trying to put it in like a position that you guys can see properly, but I can't quite get it. Don't know. No, I can't reach that way. I think it's just going to have to stay here. Okay. Let's just fix up a couple of dots here. Those are insane. Thank you. We're doing this part here. Got that little section left. It's looking pretty good. So these bits here is dry, but this bit here is new, and a little bit on the tail. And then got this I'll do tomorrow when this bit's dry. I've just got that little section there, some of the leg, and that little gland bit. Got to smooth it. Nice. Oh, thank you. It just takes a lot of practice, really. Like, I've been doing this for 13 years. And I've sculpted all my life too, so it's just a lot of practice. A lot of trial and error. Finding things that work and don't work. You know how it is. Learning to dot. Oh, thank you. I used to do a lot more fantasy stuff when I first started, but I've been, maybe like the last 6 or 7 years, I've been doing a lot more realistic stuff. Well, real animals. That's looking cool. Is this a commission? Oh, this one's going in my shop. So when it's done, I'll take some photos. Well, I don't have any commissions on at the moment. I've got one waiting to go home, but I can't get hold of the customer. So she's already paid, but I have a feeling my emails might be going into a spam and she hasn't seen them. So I just want to make sure she's happy before I send it off. And that's for the little leopard seal. So I keep trying to contact her, but have I done a koala? Yes, I have. I did a koala maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago or something. Yeah, I have. It was a pretty big one, life-sized. Like a small life-size one. Yeah, I've done a fair few animals in my time. I should do some more Aussie animals. I guess the Gila monster is one. But I'm going to do a kiwi next, even though it's New Zealand. But that's going to be in my list of my next dolls, the next batch. So there'll be a bit of sculpting coming up soon with this next batch. I've got 2 more dolls to do after this one, which is both male-female lions. I've got a website, creaturesandat.com, and the link is my bio. I do offer payment plans because they're not the cheapest things in the world. So I try and make it, give really flexible payment options. Just throwing it out there. No problem. Got a few critters looking for homes. Okay. So I've got just a tiny little section left. You too have a good day. Tiny little section left. I'm just going to clean up a few little bits and pieces first. Just give it some time to like settle down and then sort of sorts itself out. But it's like some little bits and pieces that need a bit of a touch up. I think the majority is okay. I'm just making it more of a dome shape rather than some of them have like a little flick. But I mean, when you paint over it as well, you lose a lot of the fine details, so I'm not that concerned. If there's a flick here and there, because you don't see them. Alright, I think we've got like 2 lines left. It's not a great posture to be in, but what is? There's about two lines, so I'm just doing them at the same time. That's what's tapering off a little bit to 1. Ta-da! Second ear. The muzzle, you're doing a fox type animal. I normally start with like kind of like a basic shape, and then I add the jaw, and then I do a bit like the lip part over the top of that, and then I do the nose finally. That's how I sort of work with it. I mean, there's no right or wrong, but that's the sort of flow that I go. Did the nose last so I can get like the proper angle and stuff, and that's kind of like more of the finer detail, if that makes sense. Smarty. Yeah, so that's sort of the process I go by. All right, sorry. Let's go here. Just going to do some of the leg here. Get this sort of out of the way. Right. Just follow this. Angle. Guess I'll do this bit first. weird angle. And sort of clipped out. It's better. So sometimes I just have to go back and fix up a couple of little dots. It's looking okay. Shuffle it around this side. It's looking good. All the things you make, I think it's cool. Oh, thank you. I try to do different things. There you go, you can sort of see this a little better now. Yeah, I try to do a whole lot of different things. Keeps your mind fresh. So I'll go in and repaint these too once it's all dry. Sometimes I find stopping and coming back to a sculpture helps if you're getting sort of frustrated with the way it looks, because you can't sort of pinpoint what part of it is off. So I find sometimes coming back to it helps a lot. So I think I did that with this one actually. I came back to it the next day because I wasn't happy with something. Well, it wasn't looking right and I couldn't sort of pinpoint it. But then when I came back the next day, it was the eyes. The eyes are in the wrong spot. The eyes were too small. So yeah, sometimes with fresh eyes, coming back with fresh eyes really helps. And like as soon as I came back to it, I knew what the problem was. But yeah, it really helps. Fresh eyes. I did the same with when I made the Frank the rabbit figure. That was my second sculpt attempt because I wasn't happy with the first one, so I just put it down and came back to it. And then I was just like, this is a write-off. I'll just start again. I'll just start again. All right. I'm not too concerned about wrinkles on like where the legs are. I think it adds a bit of character. Like the real animals have wrinkles around like the shoulder joint and stuff. So thanks for the likes. So yeah, I wasn't too worried about flattening it out a lot. Okay, got this little section to do, and then I'll move on to the lion. It's exciting. And then tomorrow I'll finish the other side, and then it'll be done. How exciting is that? Love it. I feel like I'm icing a cake. Thanks for the share. For my Siamese, I made the whole head and the eyes, and the shape of everything just got the pelt. It's pretty quick. Super fast worker. Okay, anything that I think needs to go anywhere? I think that's pretty much as I can do on this today. And then tomorrow I'll do that side, that little section. That's a little look. Looks nice. So I have to let that dry before I can do anything. But I think it's looking pretty good. Feels nice. And then it's time to paint. Yes, always time to paint. Looking forward to painting this one. It's going to be fun. Wish I could, I can't. I have to let it dry. But it looks nice, doesn't it? You added so many scales. I know, I've got to do this side now. So I'll let the other side dry, and then I'll do all of this tomorrow. And let that dry again. And then it'll be ready for paint. But yes, so many scales. Each individual. Alright, let's let this dry. Made way too much. Lion. He's my lion. So I've got to do the mane, basically. This is one part of the mane. So I'm going to do another caramel colour over this side. But where'd the tail go? I don't know where the tail piece went. So it disappeared. Oh, that is tail piece. Maybe I'll do the tail piece. So the tail piece, I just got to sew it together and then sew it on here, like so. So. To start off in the middle. Turning it that way so you can see for now. Ah, thanks. I'm going to start off in the middle. You want it to go in like a little point shape, like a, I don't know, teardrop shape, kind of. So I'm using a ladder stitch to sew this together. And then I'll sew this bottom part onto the tail. It's already on there. Oh, thanks for the roses. This hair gets everywhere, by the way. And then I'm going to comb this out once it's all been sewn up and attached. I'm going to comb it out to make it a bit fluffier. It's a bit too disheveled at the moment, for my liking. We want a lion with a good hairdo. why I work on a couple of different things at once. So while that's drying, I can work on something else. Did I miss anything? When did you... Maybe I finished the scales on the one side. So I left that to dry in the back. And then, yeah, just sewing the little piece of the lion tail. Now, get that sewn on. And I like to do some sewing of the mane. Yeah, after you set aside the lizard, I'm just sewing the tail piece now. Trying not to get knots. This is the worst fur for knots, by the way. It's really, because it's so thin, it sort of gets caught up in the thread. And then, yeah, makes a knot, which is really frustrating sometimes. Okay. Where are we? If I could avoid sewing, I would. You just make my day. Oh, thank you. Thanks. When in the art hobby, you got to learn to multitask. Exactly. You got to have a couple of things on the go. Otherwise, I'd have nothing to do. Like that's going to take 24 hours to dry, or overnight to dry, before I can move it on to the other side. What are you going to do? Multiple things at once. Plus, it's always nice when you can chop and change. Just, get a fresh sort of mind. Sometimes you get sick of sewing the same thing. Okay, so I sort of sewed on this little bit of the tail up a bit further, just so it has a bit of definition. I'm going to have to sew... I added a couple of more little segments onto the armature because I thought the legs were just too small. So just going to have to maybe do a little bit more here, which is fine. I think it will work out well. Would you be able to do this with a domestic cat and add on the mane? One of our cats. I could make a fake one, yeah. I could do anything really. This is sort of what we're looking at here, but yeah, I've done a few cats before, but yeah, I can add anything to it. Obviously I don't use actual animal pieces, but everything's polymer clay and fake fur. So it's all fake stuff. Fakeodermy. And then you don't have to worry about like all the bugs that come for the taxidermy. That's what I'm not into, bugs. The responsibility of cleaning it, keeping it clean and bug-free. Right. So on the tail, doesn't get caught up in the hair, of course. Naturally. What got me into this? It just sort of happened, if that makes sense. Just sort of happened. I've always sculpted. As a kid, I've always sculpted. And then I started adding like clay faces to like kind of teddy bears, if that makes sense. And then I added an armature, and now we're here making fake animals. Fakeodermy. It's a good word. I'm actually going to pin this on this side. Keeps slipping off, so yep, getting pinned. There you go, mate. But yeah, I did a lot more fantasy stuff when I first started, and just sort of started doing more realistic things, which I enjoy a bit better than fantasy stuff. I think I just burnt myself out from making like fantasy things. So now we're here. Making fake taxidermy. I've done a lot of people's pets though. I've always done that. But yeah, I just make them a bit more realistic now. Yeah. How much do you make for one of these? So they really depend. Since COVID, it's slowed down a lot. So obviously, people don't have that extra cash that they did have. But the cats are priced at $5.50 US, so that's about $8.30 Australian. Most of my customers were from the US, so that's why my shop is in US dollars. So they just kept asking, like they didn't grasp the concept of other currencies. So it was just easier to change it. Now I'm thinking of changing it back to Australian dollars. But yeah, just depends, you know. I couldn't give you a timeline of how long something sits around. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. Depends on social media reach as well. Depends who interacts with like the posts, if it'll get fed out or not, you know, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, since COVID, it's been not great. But that's fine. I like making this stuff. Always get a nod. Always. Without fail. This is a particularly hard fabric to sew. I'm going to get the awkward position to sew this tail piece on. I've already brushed this out, but I'll give it another brush. Looks a bit dishevelled. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it just really depends. Like some months you have like a killer month and then it'll be nothing for the next 3. You just get like the income from like your YouTube and whatnot, whatever's on TikTok. I've got a Patreon that I need to do more on. Just don't have the time. You know, all the little bits and pieces. So yeah, there's trickles coming in everywhere. Thanks. No. We have a nice little snap. Of course. It's like the last little bit and it snaps. Of course. Naturally, that's what we do. So I'll just go back over. Go back over it. Make sure it's all sewn up properly. I think it's okay. Tie it off now. Tail. The lippin in the. Oh, thank you. There's a tiger in there. Cheetah. All right. All right, flip him over. Thanks for the likes. Where is the pin? This. I think that's how you spell it. Tiger. Chameleon tiger? A veiled chameleon? I've got in there a veiled chameleon. The green lizard. Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look. I didn't think I had the tiger in there. On the website, on my front page, there's the tiger. I've done 3. I've done 2 orange ones and a white one with like the movable jaw. Oh. Pin. She's getting stuck on the door. How is that even possible? It's so annoying. Yeah, that sold really quickly, those 2. So you just never know. Like sometimes they sell super quick. And sometimes not so much. That was like an experiment, that one with the moving jaw. It was one of the first sort of ones that I did. Hey Mia, how are you? And I think it turned out really well. It totally looks like a white tiger. They all look a bit weird, these white tigers. We should have used a bit of a longer thread. You thought it was a real cat. Thanks for follow. He's a pooping cat. Just casually making a pooping cat. Made. I'm good. Just trying to get some line mains sewn on. I'll try and do like all the fur and stuff during the week so I can do some airbrushing. Maybe on the Thursday or something. You try out some new string. Like thread. Yep. I use the Gutermann thread. But the polyester. Cotton. You know, TikTok sometimes, right? There was more in before, but I sort of switched my project because I'd switched to this line. Do you know TikTok? Some days they push you, sometimes they're done. And it all depends, like who shares things and who, all that stuff. It says who likes, but I don't think likes do anything. I think it's kind of bullshit. Oh, thanks. I know. Some days it's like super popular and some days it's just not. You know. Okay. Oh, thanks. I think the other day there was like 100 and something people in here. Like last week sometime. I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I was doing the airbrushing on this one, I think. One of them. And some days... Thanks. Oh, thanks. Shucks. Okay. don't have too long left on this live though. It's the only thing. The problem is I find when I've been on for like an hour and a half, then it starts to start to pick up a little bit. But I don't have a lot of time these days to go on. But yeah, I find that you must have to stay on for like 2 hours or something before it starts like pushing people out a bit more. That's what I reckon. It's always when I've got to jump off that it starts picking up. Thanks. What animal am I making? I'm doing a lion. So I'm sort of sewing the mane on at the moment. So it looks a bit mangled. I'm just sewing the mane on. But I'm going to be adding like a caramel colour to the front of it. So the bulk of it will be like this dark brown. And then, yeah, I'll add the caramel colouring when I do the fur for the face. And I'm going to airbrush the whole thing. Thanks for the follow. You lost your nettle. Very cool. Yeah. These lions are like the last bit of my big cat series. Last of the big cats. I mean, there's other ones, but yeah, I've made pretty much all the other big cats, apart from like ones with funny colours. So the next big cat I'm going to do is the golden tiger. So yeah, something different. The golden tiger. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to have to jump off in a minute anyway, but I'll be back on tomorrow, same time. But yeah, I'll gotta jump off in a couple of minutes, but yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Do some more Gila Monster dots, Gila Monster scales. The golden tiger is going to be in the next batch. I haven't made a tiger in a while. I think it's been like 2-3 years since I made a tiger, so it's time for a tiger. So I made this mane like a pretty heavy mane. Pretty heavy mane. And then I'm going to cut that lid a bit to release that so I can put it around. Cut here. Sometimes it gets sewn down. It's better to take it off now than later because it will undo your stitch. Don't want that. Tea. All right. Push this through. Oh, it gets up your nose. Awful. Especially this hair. All right, so I'm going to have to leave it here for today, but I will be back tomorrow and I will finish off the Gila Monster scales. There. Finish off the Gila Monster scales. And then that will be ready for painting. I'll leave the painting for alive. Is it a real cat? No. No, it's polymer clay and faux fur. And then you'll probably do a bit more sewing on the lion. So I'll put that aside and get the hair out of my mouth. But yeah, anyway, YouTube, I'll catch you